Hey everybody, Rosematter here, and welcome to part 8 of my Fate Stay Night Unlimited Blade Works Let's Play. So in the last episode, we discovered who Castor's master is, and it ended up being one of the people I suspected. It was not Issei, it was actually Kuzuki, I believe, is the name of the teacher. And we tried to do an ambush on him, and it turns out that he as a person is much stronger than we thought. Like, he wasn't, he's not just a normal teacher. He actually knows how to fight to the point where he actually, on his own, managed to hurt Saber, which is unreal that a human actually managed to, even hit her, let alone do a decent amount of damage to her. So, of course, Shiro being Shiro, he ended up getting hurt trying to protect people, and he is once again down for the count. Every day this boy seems to almost die. That's just how he is. Shiro the unkillable Emiya. So we are, now that we have that information, we can work with that, kind of like regroup, and now that we know like who the enemy is a little bit more, hopefully that'll help out. So let's go ahead, continue on, and let's see the aftermath of the fights and what happens next. I slowly open my eyes. The night that felt like it'd last forever has ended. I don't know if I could not bear the pain anymore, or if the pain went away at some point. Anyway, I feel no pain, and I don't feel sleepy nor tired. My head's cleared up as I managed to get about 3 hours of sleep. This dude, man, I am so jealous. He can go through all this crap, get 3 hours of sleep, and then he feels fine. Meanwhile, I try and get like 7 to 8 hours of sleep every night, and I wake up, and I'm just always tired. That's just called being an adult, I guess. Man, to have the energy I had when I was a teenager. I get up from the sweaty futon. Then, as soon as I get up, my left foot slips. I touch my left foot thinking it's strange. There's nothing wrong with it. There's no pain nor blood, and I don't feel like I'm touching my leg. I don't feel anything on my left leg or my left arm. I try pinching the left side of my chest and again feel nothing. I guess my body hasn't fully healed yet, even though the pain went away. The whole left side of my body's numb, and it doesn't feel like it's my body. I think something like this happens frequently. Yeah, that. This is like that numbing one gets from having the blood circulation to a limb cut off temporarily. Well, it moves fine, so it should heal in time. Or maybe it's a case where it's like he's literally not feeling like himself, like he's becoming somebody else. It reacts slowly, and it feels like I'm moving it using a controller, but it shouldn't hinder my everyday life if I'm careful. Or maybe somehow Castor did something to his body. I refrained from using a knife this morning and make a simple breakfast consisting mainly of bread. My dominant hand, the right hand, is good, so I can use the frying pan. I cook some ham and eggs, instant clam chowder, and make breakfast with 3. Clam chowder? Is that part of a normal breakfast? I wouldn't think so. The two bow and dig into the toast. Saber eats the toast and salad like always, munching and nodding. Yeah, it's interesting to see Saber using chopsticks, but Western food suits her more. Saber's usually quiet. It's not that she's untalkative, but it seems like she considers silence a virtue. So this is how she is during meals. It's easier for me to stay quiet during meals, so a meal like this is ideal for me. Then I realize why it's so quiet this morning. In a word. Fujini didn't stay over last night. I give Fujini her mug. Wow, her like getting on his case about instant food. I was like, damn. I think he only made like the instant chowder or something. I think the rest of it he made himself. And also, she's eating his food. She has no right to complain.
そっか、言われてみればそうかも。あ、セイバーちゃんもおはよう。昨日は帰れなくてごめんね。
Fujini gulps down the hot clam chowder like some kind of sports drink. Ugh. Clam chowder sports drink. I bet there's some special coating on her throat.
おはよう、タイラ。昨夜は姿が見えませんでしたが、何かあったのですか？ちょっとお仕事じゃないか。単にお見舞いに回ってるだけなんだけどね。それも昨日で終わったから、今日からはまたのんびりできるなり。
She puts margarine on her bread while she's speaking. It doesn't really matter, but Fujini doesn't use butter. I can ask why, but I don't want to since I'm sure I'll get a stupid response.
なあ、藤ね、入院したやつで重症なのは何人ぐらいいるんだ？
重症な子はいないよ。今は病院で様子を見てるだけで、週が明ければみんな元気に登校できるって。だから大丈夫よ、シロ。今回の事故は気にしないで、気楽に行っていいんだから。
Fujini bites into her toast. She looks so carefree that looking at her makes me feel like I can trust her.
そっか、それはよかった。
そうそう。世はすべてこともなし。私も今日の夕ご飯を楽しみにしてるのだ。
She has a peaceful smile. Yeah, at times like this, she reminds me that Fujini is Fujini.
それじゃあ行ってくる。今まで通り留守番よろしくな、セイバ
ー。はい、それはいいのですが、シロ、台所に食事の作り置きがないようでしたが、今日は昼食抜きなのですか？
ん？いや、今日は土曜だから早く帰ってこれるんだ。少し遅くなるけど、昼飯時には戻ってくるから、昼ご飯は俺が作るよ。
そうですか。シロ、そういうことはきちんと言ってもらわねば困ります。どうも今朝のシロは気が緩んでいるようです。反応も鈍いですし、何か気がかりなことでもあるのですか？
いや、別にないぞ。昨日の今日で体がまだ重いけど、こんなのすぐに戻る。
The left side of my body's still numb, but it doesn't hurt, so there's no problem. I can't tell Saber about such a thing and worry her.
まあ、確かに悪かった。食事はセイバーの唯一の趣味だもんな。謝罪の意味も込めて、昼飯は5銭にするから、それで帳消しにしてくれ。
I wave goodbye and go to the door.
何か今の言いようは納得いきません。私はただ食事を抜いては有事の際に力が出せないと。
いいからいいから。それじゃあ留守番よろしくな、セイバー。
I leave Saber's complaints behind me. I feel like maybe Castor did do something to his body. Or it's something to do... I feel like he's connected. He's connected with Archer in some way. I don't know if that is what it is, like they're linked somehow, and that's why he feels numb. He doesn't feel like himself. I touch my numb left leg. It didn't happen when I was in the house, but I start feeling sick once I start walking. Even though it doesn't affect my movements, it's a big mental burden to walk with a numb body. Even though she healed up, Saber got her throat cut and was smashed against a wall. TOHSAKA took that hammer-like blow to her chest. It should be nothing for me, as I didn't actually take a hit. I step out with my numb left leg and start walking down the hill. I feel slightly nauseous. I walk to school with ghost-like steps. Then, school's over before I notice it. It might be because of my body, but I don't have a sense of time. I don't remember anything about the lectures, and I'm not too sure what I did either. The left side of my body is still numb. I wonder if TOHSAKA's at school. Maybe we can ask her if she's been feeling like this, or what could be the cause, if she could help. Even though I don't feel anything, having it numb for so long gets me worried. The nausea won't go away either, and of course, Kuzuki wasn't at I grab my bag to go home. I think I've forgotten to do something, but I should remember once I go home and rest. I remember when I walk up the hill with my numb left leg. It's cute. It's like, I feel like he should have her number. I forgot about it since I had my hands full with my body, and since my head was spaced out. Well, I'm sure nothing big happened since she didn't come to see me. Considering my condition, I can contact her once I get better. Whenever it's a thing like, oh, I'm sure everything's fine, I'm like, probably not. Especially because she got hurt worse than he did. I announce myself loudly and head to the kitchen. I put the food I bought in the refrigerator, wash my hands, and put on my apron. I'll be making codfish pot tonight, so I'll use some meat for lunch. I think about making teriyaki chicken and start getting ready. Saber must have heard me as she comes in from the porch. I wonder if he's gonna like pass out at some point. And then she'll be all upset that he didn't say anything about how he was feeling. Oh, crap. I dropped the dish in my hand since I was preoccupied with Saber. I'm surprised as well, so I respond stupidly. I pick up a piece. I drop it. Oh, he can't even control his body. I guess trying to pick it up with my left hand was a mistake. Well, that's a good lesson. My left hand's still numb, so I'll be really careful when using the kitchen knife. Thank you for your concern, Saber. Well, I don't want that either. I'd be a failure as a cook. I take 200 grams of chicken, put it on the cutting board, and carefully ready my fork. I have to make the main dish with care because of what I told Saber this morning. Saber replies as if she can sense my enthusiasm. I'm more enthusiastic now. I'll poke some holes first with a fork and... Maybe it's TOHSAKA, hopefully. Maybe Shinji. I'm thinking of all the people it could be. I jog to the door. It's rare for someone to come visit at this time. Fujini doesn't ring the bell and she has a spare key. I don't have many guests, and since there aren't that many houses around, I don't have many neighbors. Well, it's not anyone hostile since my father's boundary field isn't ringing, so I bet it's someone from Fujini's place. I open the door, then... my mind freezes. We stare at each other silently. Well, I'm just dumbfounded, but TOHSAKA looks angry. Oh, and she probably worried. She thought something happened to him. That's that. I get that too. It's like that fear that shows itself as anger. When you realize the person is alright, but you're still angry. TOHSAKA glares at me silently. This is bad. I don't know why she's mad, but I feel like I've done something really bad. That must satisfy her. I sigh with relief. It's surprising enough to see TOHSAKA at my place, so having her get mad at me here is like an out-of-world experience. I have to take care of this troublesome situation as fast as possible. Hey, why make a face like that? I get a bad feeling, so I asked timidly. That must have been the last straw, as Tosaka's good at reading what I fear the most.
いいえ、いい機会だから今日はここで会議するわ。まさかわざわざここまで来た友人を追い返すなんてしないわよね、エミヤ君は。
She smiles like a devil and says a devilish thing.
ここで会議するって、うちに上がるっていうのか、お前。
Why is he so weirded out by it? It's not like her first time. Hell, she's been in his bedroom while he was sleeping.
何よ、あなただって私の家に上がったでしょ。
Also,
それに今回は初めてってわけじ
yeah,
ゃない
right,
し、
exactly.
今更隠すことなんてないんじゃない？
And I keep forgetting that this is the second route, so I'm like, I'm used to her being at my house a lot. Like, staying at the house. That's right. It was Tosaka that treated my wound on that night I first met Saber. But then I was just confused about this master thing, and the fact that Tosaka was at my house didn't register. Even if we're cooperating, Tosaka is Tosaka. She's the school idol and a girl of my age. It's an outrageous situation for her to come into my house. Wait, why is she coming in?
じゃあお邪魔します。話し合いなんだから今でいいわよね、エミヤ君。
待てってばバカ。いいのかお前。
Oh, he's so fucking weird.
いいからいいから。ああ、それとお昼食べてないからよろしくね。
The intruder, Tosaka Rin, comes into the house.
待てってば。考えなしもほどほどにしろ。
Gosh, the way he reacts is like he is hiding something that's really terrible. I object in a loud voice, but it has no effect on my enemy. The intruder carelessly goes into the living room, leaving me confused out in the hallway. So, after the three of us have lunch, we talk about our future plans. The topic, of course, is Castor. We talk for about 4 hours on how to beat her at the Ryodo Temple, but the results are not good.
結局正面からの実力行使しかないってわけね。セイバーの話が本当ならサーバントは正門からしか入れないって言うし。
そうですね。あの山には霊体に対する強力な結界が張られていますから、私では正門から突入するしか手はありません。クラス的に単独行動が可能であるアーチャーならば多少の無理は効くでしょうが。
で、無理して疲弊しきった体で境内に上がったキャスターが待ち伏せているわけだろ。そんなのいい的じゃないか。
まあね、的を射るあいつが的にされてちゃしょうがないわ。ま、アサシンだけならセイバーとアーチャーのコンビで倒せるだろうけど、境内に上がった後キャスターをどう追い詰めるかも問題か。エミヤ君の話じゃとんでもない魔力の貯蔵量だって言うし、下手に追い詰めたら流動寺ごと道連れにされかねない。
確かにキャスターは潔い死を迎える性質ではないようでしたし、自らが滅びるなら私たちごと爆散しかねない。無論そうなれば流動寺も消え去りますが。
セイバー、しれっと怖いこと言うよな。キャスターのやつ追い詰められたら自爆するっていうのか。
するでしょう、そりゃ。
しますね、ボス。
They're in perfect unison. Come to think of it, Saber and Tosaka have the same opinions, and it seems like they approve of each other in combat. Both of them are saying not to attack there, so challenging the Ryodo Temple must be really hard.
ああ、なんだ。もうこんな時間なんだ。
The clock's sound echoes through the living room. It's 6 o'clock and the sky is tinted red.
とりあえず話し合いはここまでだな。そろそろ夕飯の支度をしないと。
I get up. I'll be making codfish pot tonight, so it won't take that long for me to cook it. All I need to do is cook the rice and make something that will go with the pot.
何よ、エミヤ君。人の顔ジロジロ見ちゃって。
Well, why is she making herself at home when we're about to make dinner?
それにさっきからずっと離れているし、そこがエミヤ君の定位置かどうかは知らないけど、話し合いをするんだからもっと近くにいないと不便でしょ。
Tosaka, who's sitting magnificently at the table, stares at me, who's sitting at the very corner. There's only one reason why I'm distancing myself from her.
バカ言え。俺の定位置はお前が陣取ってるところだよ。それを遠坂が横取りするからこうなったんだろ。
I complain with all my might.
はは マスター同士ってことで気にならなかったけど、自分の家の中になったら素に戻るってことね。
悪いかバカ。男なんだからこんなの普通の反応だ。
It's strange not to be nervous when it's a girl of my age, and Tosaka at that. I've been having the meeting normally, frantically telling myself we're both masters. It's pitiful, but I was nervous throughout the meeting, and I don't know how many cups of tea I had.
でもおかしくない？セイバーだって女の子だし、聞いた話じゃ藤村先生もさくらもここに来るんでしょ？なら私だって似たようなものじゃない。
It's not. Saber and Tosaka are different. Fujine and Tosaka are different. And Sakura and Tosaka are different. First of all, I can handle being with Saber because she's someone to fight alongside with. Well, this is very different from the first. It's funny, with the first Roots, he was so nervous around her for so long, but it almost feels like Saber's taken such a backseat in this route that it's like he's not even nervous around her. He was at first, but now he's just like, it's all good.
いいからもう帰れ。うちはこれから夕飯なんだ。大阪も家であーちゃんが待ってるんだろ。
あら、結論が出てもないのに帰れるわけないでしょ。夕飯をごちそうになった後、今後の方針を決めるんじゃないの？
Oh, I feel really dizzy.
それはもう
Man, she just comes in here and she's just like head of the household already, just taking control. Like, I'm sitting at the head household spot. I've decided I'm staying for dinner.
キャスターに関してはしばらく放置ってことでいいんだ。
I swallow my words.
シロ、リンの言い分は正しいのではないですか？別に彼女が滞在しても問題はないわけですし。
To make things worse, Saber is on Tosaka's side.
わかった。けど、飯が口に合わなくても知らないからな。それと藤村先生も来るだろうから、その時はお前が解き伏せてくれよ。
わかってるわかってる。エミヤ君の料理の腕はお昼で確認済みだし、藤村先生のことも知ってるわ。両方とも承知の上だから気にしないで。
後悔しても知らないからな。
I look away from her and head to the kitchen. Then, I wash my hands, go to put on my apron, and notice it's not there. No, first of all, I don't even remember taking it off after preparing lunch in front of Tosaka. Oh, now he's like spacing out. He's just like unaware of time. He's just like forgetting he's done things. I look around. Tosaka looks at me, laughs, and... Oh, okay. I thought maybe it was the thing. It was like, oh, he's really not doing well right now. Speaks with an expression of triumph. I cut the codfish. I've cut up the cabbage and the white radishes grated.
よし。次は出し取った鍋に具を入れて火をつけるだけだ。
The pot is boiling. It's a simple dish, so the soup is like the only thing I can work on. That went well, so all that's left is to prepare the plates. There's commotion as Fujine comes home.
おかえり。雪降ってきたんだ、外。
うん、小ぶりだけど結構積もりそうよ。はっ、今夜は鍋物だ。さすがシロ、冴えてるじゃない。気分もいいし、お酒とか飲んじゃおっかな。
Fujine goes into the living room saying scary things.
お邪魔しています、藤村先生。あ、東坂さんだ。どうしたの？シロンチで会うなんて珍しいね。
I thought she would have more of a reaction to her being here. Fujine naturally accepts Tosaka's greeting. I thought the same thing. She hums, goes past the living room, and comes into the kitchen.
へえ、いいタラじゃない。雪見のタラは極上だって言うし、ますますお酒が似合いそう。
Fujine opens the refrigerator. Then, after taking out a snack and eating it... Oh, music stopped. What's going on here? Oh, okay. There's the reaction I was expecting.
ちょっと東坂さん、お邪魔してなやつじゃないでしょ。こんな時間に何やってるのあなた。
After swallowing her snack, Fujine marches into the living room.
何って、エミヤ君の家で夕飯をご馳走されているのですが、 そういう藤村先生
I love how she just immediately just snaps back at her. Man. The Tosaka army calmly counterattacks Fujini.
私はこの家の監督役なんです。シロ、エミヤ君のお父さんから任されているんですから、ここでは家族も同然なの。そうなんですか。じゃあ改めて挨拶をしますね。お邪魔しています、藤村先生。今日は一日ここで過ごしていました。夕食後もエミヤ君とは試験勉強しますけど、どうぞお構いなく。シロじゃなくてエミヤ君、これはどういうことですか。遠坂さんと勉強会を開くなんていつの間にそんなことになってたのよ。先生、呼びにくいのでしたら無理をなさらずに。別に先生がエミヤ君をどう呼ぼうと私には関係ありませんから。呼び捨てにしようがちゃんをつけようが。
Unlike somebody, I respect people's privacy.
遠坂さん、もしかしてさくらちゃんから聞いてる？そう、残念ですが麻藤さんが何を話していたのかも個人のプライバシーですから、その質問には答えられませんけど、先生の想像通りだといいですね。
Fujini falters in front of Tosaka's smile. I understand how Fujini feels. You feel pressured and cornered when she makes that smile.
勝負あったな。ありゃ放っておいても大丈夫だ。
Actually, it wasn't even a match to begin with. It's only a matter of time before Tosaka talks Fujini down. I'll let Tosaka take care of it, and I'll go cook dinner. Snow stops before the pot is empty. It only snowed for about 2 hours, so I bet there's only a bit of snow out there.
シロ、食器流しに集めといてよ。
サンキュー。んじゃ、さっさと済ませるか。
I get up and head to the kitchen.
洗い物？なら私がやろっか。ご馳走されっぱなしじゃバランスが取れないし。
Tosaka gets up as Fujini sits down. The proposal is delightful, but I can't let a guest do the dishes.
いい、貸しにしとく。食ったばかりなんだからおとなしくしてろよ。ところで、藤姉は後で風呂を沸かすこと。
はいはい、分かってます。
Fujini's obedience, maybe because she's full now. It'd be easy for me if she were always like this, but that'd be kind of boring as well. I dropped another plate. It's been 20 minutes since I started doing the dishes. This is the second plate I've dropped on the floor. I can't excuse myself saying it's because my left hand's numb. I must be lacking concentration if I'm dropping dishes because of such a small problem. I calmly think for a second that I should put it off until my left arm heals, but I shake off the idea. I roll up my sleeves and continue with the dishes. I can only accept it if it's some outside factor, but I can't accept an internal factor causing it. There's no way I can't win against myself, so I can't admit defeat. As a result, I recklessly increase the damage. This is the third plate I've dropped. I put a towel below me after I dropped the first one, so it fortunately didn't break. So it shouldn't be a problem, but... It's really awkward having Tosaka's eyes on me every time I drop a plate.
藤村先生、エミヤ君っていつもああなんですか？
I can hear Tosaka from the living room.
バカ言わないで。シロはお皿を割ったことなんて今まで一度もなかったんだから、きっと遠坂さんを意識して緊張してるのよ。もちろん外敵ですが。
Because you're his enemy, Fuji adds. Tosaka ignores her and stares at me. This is hard. It's that whole thing. I know that's not the reason why, but when you're doing something that you normally are able to do no problem, but someone's watching you, all of a sudden it makes it way harder. Half my body is numb, so if she watches me and distracts me, whoa. I cluck my tongue and look down at the broken plate. This is the fourth one now. I knew I was going to drop it, but I couldn't move my left hand quickly enough. I slowly look behind me. She's watching me. Tosaka's observing me really closely. Then, she suddenly gets up and comes over.
エミヤ君、私がやるから休んでいて。
いや、それは。
割れた皿は踏まないでね。どこにしまえばいいのかは見当がつくから、あなたはお茶でも飲んでなさい。
Tosaka rolls up her sleeves and stands by the sink. I guess it can't be helped. It's hard to stop Tosaka once she makes up her mind, and to be honest, it's vexing, but she looks so beautiful when she's washing the dishes that I'm fascinated by her figure. Fujini's the only one in the living room when I get out of the bath. Tosaka's shoes are still at the entrance, and I bet Saber's at the dojo. It's almost 9 o'clock now. I'll pass since it's called Mandarin. Okay, so we don't want to talk to Saber at the dojo, so we gotta talk to Tosaka, obviously. The problem is Tosaka. It's getting late, so I have to get her to go home.
遠坂知らないか？
遠坂さんなら庭に出て行ったみたいよ。そういえば庭の端っこに何かあるんですかって聞いてきたけど。
庭の端っこ？
It's the shed, right? Does she mean the shed? But why would she have any business there? The winter air cools down my warm body. I can't see the stars because of the clouds, and there's snow all over the grass.
この寒い中、外で何やってんだ、遠坂は。
I go through the yard, shivering. I consider buying a coat while I make my way over to the shed.
エミヤくんじゃない。こんなところで何やってんだよ、遠坂。もう時間も時間だし、のんびりしてる暇はないんじゃないのか？
ああ、そうね。確かに寒いわよね、ここ。
She's suspicious. She acts so suspiciously that I'm starting to get curious.
遠坂、土蔵の扉開いてるな。
私じゃないわよ。初めから開いてたんだから、それ。
おかしいな。外から鍵かけてたはずなんだけど。
それこそ冤罪よ。そもそもそのオンボロ、内側にしか鍵ないじゃない。
It's like, how do you know that?
そうそう。土蔵はいつも開けっぱなしで、中からじゃないと鍵はかけられない。で、なんでそんなことを知ってるんだ、遠坂。
She bites her lip. I'm beginning to understand Tosaka's really weak against surprise attacks coming from unexpected places.
いいけどな。土蔵の中、何もなかっただろ。一応、そこが俺の修練場だけど、やることといったら強化の練習だけだし、遠坂から見れば子供騙しみたいなもんじゃないか。
I urge Tosaka to go back to the house. Then,
そう。やっぱり自覚はないのね、あなた。
Tosaka glares at me as if challenging me.
遠坂。
I ready myself with a sudden change of atmosphere. Tosaka narrows her eyes after seeing my reaction.
そんなことだろうと思った。作り出している本人がそんなんじゃ失敗するのも当然よね。
ちょっと待て。それ、投影魔術の話なのか？
そうよ。土蔵に転がってた中身のない複製品の話。あれがどれくらい馬鹿げたことか、エミヤ君にはわからないでしょうね。
Maybe this is where she's going to teach me how to do it
手
properly.
順や略式もなし、強化の延長で投影をしようなんていうあなたは全てにおいてデタラメよ。
悪かったな。いいだろ。どうせあれは強化の練習なんだから、成功しようとなんて思ってないんだ。あくまで基礎の確認に過ぎない。
それがデタラメだって言ってるの。基礎の確認で投影をするですって。いい？私以外の魔術師にそんなこと言ってみなさい。あなた、ガラス蓋付きの標本箱にピンで飾られるわよ。
Tosaka sounds serious, and there's no humor in her voice at all.
すまん、遠坂。お前の言いたいことはよくわからないんだが、要するにもっと修行しろって言いたいのか？
そんなの当たり前じゃない。エミヤ君には修行あるのみよ。けど、そうね。今すぐに戦力アップを図るなら、少し手順を変えてあげるだけで、あっさり使い物になるかもしれない。
Where did that anger go? Tosaka starts to ponder seriously.
手順を変えるって強化のか？
もう、何聞いてたのよ、同感。強化じゃなくて投影の方に決まってるでしょ。半人前のする強化なんて当てにならないけど、投影だけは別よ。一時的にせよ、アーチャーの剣を投影したんだから、再現できれば即戦力じゃない。
遠 ちいちもっともなんだが、昨日のは偶然だ。もう一度やれって言われても多分できない。
それが半人前だっていうの。できた以上は。だいたいあんたのは偶然なんかじゃない。私みたいに外界に働きかける魔術師は再現できない魔術なんて山ほどある。けどあんたは材料を全部内界から出してきてるんだから、あんたが生きてる限り再現できない魔術なんてないのよ。
内界から出している。
Isn't that natural? Magical energy is made from the magic circuit within you, so it's all coming from within you.
はあ、独学でやってきたからしょうがないんだろうけど、かなり重症よね。投影はともかく他のことは一から教えてあげないとダメか。
Tosaka sighs. I know I'm an amateur, but it pisses me off if Tosaka says so.
余計なお世話だ。今まで一人でやってきたんだから、これからもなんとかなる。それより話し合いはどうするんだよ。もうこんな時間なんだ。いつまでも道草してらんないぞ。
時間って今何時なの
？9時になったところ。女の子が夜出歩く時間じゃない。
なんだ、まだ全然早いじゃない。まあ、エミヤくんがそう言うなら手っ取り早く片付けましょうか。
Tosaka nods and heads back to the house.
まだ早いってどうしてさ。
For a girl, going outside at 9 o'clock is like midnight, but she still said it's early. Is she not self-conscious that she's a girl?
いや、怖いことを考えるのはやめよう。
Shake my head and erase the ominous thought.
ちょっと
Tosaka calls to me. I run to the porch. We get away from Fujini, who's in the living room, and continue the meeting out on the porch. I expected it not to finish so easily because we've talked so much since noon, but...
竜道寺に挑むのは現段階では無理よ。こっちで罠を仕掛けてキャスターをおびき出すしかないでしょう。
Tosaka concludes.
いや、それはその通りなんだが。
問題は罠をどうするかだけど、まあ23心当たりがあるからエミヤくんは待機していて。最悪あなたとセイバーには餌になってもらうから。
After saying something dangerous, Tosaka opens the sliding door. The cold air comes in. Maybe this porch is special as it's only a bit chilly. It's just like that night 5 years ago. This porch is warm enough to be able to sit down and watch the moon even during winter time.
いい結界ね。私の家とは違って人間の情を感じる。
Tosaka murmurs while sitting at the porch, staring into the yard.
ちょっと付き合わない？なんでもない話があるんだけど。
I sit next to her silently. She said she wants to talk, but she doesn't say anything. I can't do anything else, so I stare at the yard absent-mindedly. I can't see the moon. My breath is white, probably because it snowed earlier. When I look to my side, Tosaka's staring at the yard with white breath as well. I can touch her shoulder if I move a bit. I'm not disturbed by that fact. Is it because I'm getting used to it, or because of the winter night? Tosaka is so close to me, but I feel so calm.
で、話ってなんだよ、遠坂。
I ask her, feeling that she's waiting for that question.
ちょっとね、このうちって特殊だから。人の振り見て我が振り直せじゃないけど、そのエミヤくんはそのままでもいいのかなってふと思った。
そのままでいいって、半人前でいいってことかよ。
そうじゃないんだけど、そうなのかもね。エミヤ切り継ぐって人がどんな魔術師だったか知らないけど、この屋敷はすごく自然なのよ。魔術師の工房のくせに開けてる。四方の門は開け放たれていて、入るのも帰るのもご自由にって感じ。きっと守るべきものがないから何者にも縛られないのよ。あなたのお父さんが魔術師じゃなくて魔術使いになれって言ったのはそういうことなんだと思う。
Maybe she's a little jealous of like
何
not
にもない
feeling
代わりにどこへだって行
of
けるんだか
Shiro
ら。
not feeling restricted like she does.
なんだ、遠坂はそうじゃないのか。
ええ、私の家は違う。
近所じゃ幽霊屋敷って言われてるけど、事実その通り
Okay.
なのよね。
Now we're getting more into
来るもの
her
は
whole
拒
thing
む。
that she feels kind of
そのくせ
isolated.
入ってきたものは逃がさ
Even
ない。
though she's like popular and everybody seems to like her, you know, she's got that side of her she has to hide from people. And probably Shiro's the only person that she can truly feel like she can open up to.
時々ね、なんか違うなって思うんだけど、これが変えられないのよ。呪われてるとかそういうんじゃなくて、私自身そういうあり方が気に入っちゃってるわけ。こういう性格をしてるから後継者に選ばれたんでしょうけど、気がついた時には割とショックだった。
それはつまり自分がいじめっ子だと気がついた時か。
He probably also appreciates that he can just like make fun of her like this. Everybody else seems to be kind of like either they put her on a pedestal or they're kind of scared of her. But he basically just treats her like a regular person. He's not afraid to take shots at her.
思うんだけど、エミヤ君って歯に衣着せないタッチよね。
そうか、遠坂を見習って回りくどく言ったつもりなんだが。
まったく、そういうところが直球だって言ってるの。
She sighs and hangs her head. Her sigh is white and slowly melts into the cold night. Seeing her face makes me remember. A red school. Tosaka didn't say anything when she saw the unconscious students. In spite of her shaking knees, she bit her lip and acted firm as usual. I realized at that time that she might be killing her true self by acting like a perfect magus.
遠坂はきつかったのか。
I get uneasy, so I ask.
魔術の修行が？おあいにくさま。苦しいなんて思ったことはなかったわ。大抵のことはすんなりこなせたし、できなくて挫折したことなんてなかったしね。それに、新しいことを覚えるのは楽しかった。さっきも言ったでしょ？私、生まれつきそういう性格なんだって。だから、エミヤ君の心配は杞憂ってやつよ。
She simply says so. There's no bluff nor lie in her statement, and Tosaka's smiling.
そっか。なら学校はどうなんだ？魔術師としてやっていくんなら学校に行っても無意味なんじゃないか？
無意味とまではいかないけど寄り道でしょうね。けど無駄じゃないわよ。学生って楽しいもの。私ね、基本的に快楽主義者なの。父さんの後を継ぐのは義務だけど、それだって自分が楽しくなければやらないわ。マスターになったのだって自分の力を試したいからだし、エミヤ君と協力してるのだってあなたが面白いからだし。
Ignoring the comment that I'm funny, my worries disappear. A family of magi. I thought Tosaka was carrying a dark shadow because she's bound by a heavy history and bloodline. I figured that too, but no, I don't know if she's just saying that to herself, but it does seem like her personality that she wants to just be the best that she can be and she's up for a challenge. But that was just my prejudice. The Tosaka family's not a burden on her and she's done what she wanted to up until now.
そうか。遠坂が楽しそうでよかった。
ありがとう。で、もちろんそういうエミヤ君も楽しかったんでしょ？そうでもなければ魔術の修行なんて続かないものね。
Tosaka says so as if it's natural, but I can't nod
ちょっ
back.
と、どうして黙るのよ。エミヤ君のお父さんは強制しなかっ
I
たん
don't
で
think
し
he
ょ？
thinks it's fun. I think it's because
そ
he
れでも
wants to.
続け
He
たっ
says
て
he
こ
wants to
とは
protect people,
魔
so he
術が
needs to be
楽しかったか
strong.
らじゃ
He
ないの？
sees it as like a duty.
いや、
I don't think I ever considered it fun, especially not the way he described it, where he's like, it feels like everything in his body is burning. For Emi Ashiro, magic has always been a life-threatening trial. I know I don't have the aptitude, but I clung on to it, wanting to be like Kiritsugu. For my first year, I trained all the time except for sleeping and eating. I honed my sensitivity, facing death every night. I just repeated it for 8 years. I didn't think it was tough, but I didn't think it was fun.
待った。ちゃんと答えて、エミヤ君。私、とんでもない勘違いをしてたかもしれないから。
Tosaka glares at me seriously. Crap. I have to answer her if she makes a face like that.
そうだな。魔術の修行を楽しいと思ったことはなかった。魔術の修行も魔術そのものも楽しいと思ったことはない。けど俺は周りが幸せならそれで嬉しかったんだ。だから魔術を習っておけばいつか誰かのためになれるかなって。 俺はキリツグのような正義の味方になりたかった。そのために魔術を習ってきた。とまあ俺の理由なんてそんなもんだけど。
じゃあ何？あんた自分のために魔術を習ったんじゃないの？
いや、自分のためじゃないのかこれって。誰かのためになれれば俺だって嬉しいんだから。
あのね、それは嬉しいんであって楽しくはないの。いい？私が言ってるのはエミヤ君自身が楽しめることよ。周りはどうこうじゃなくて自分から楽しいと思えることはないのかって聞いてるの。
Even if she says so, I can't answer what I don't know. Answer what I don't know. I can't think of anything that's fun for me, and most of all, I'm not qualified to have such a wish.
頭きた。要するにあんた人のことばっかりで自分に焦点が合ってないのよ。
She suddenly stands up and points at me.
父さん、指。
Your finger, no, your nail is touching my nose.
うるさい、口答えするな。ああ、もう似てるって思ってたけど、
Oh, she's
まさか
talking
ここ
about
まで一緒とは思わなかった。
Gotta be talking about Archer, right? Once again, the connection between Shiro and Archer is just becoming way too apparent now. Rejecting my protest, Tosaka closes in on me even more.
待て、落ち着け父さん。お前なんでそんなに怒ってるんだ。
それがわからないやつだから頭に来てるの。はあ、もうどうして誰も一言言ってやらないのよ。
She shakes her fist. I'll have to stay silent for now. I'll stay quiet until Tosaka's anger goes away. So, after venting for a while,
いいわ、決めた。明日あんたに参ったって言わせてやるから。
she says so as if smacking me with a glove.
そうだな。まさかいつかの続きをする気か。
That fight, of course, is when she chased me around the school. I was cornered and had to surrender, but the match wasn't settled because of Ryder's interruption.
そうよ。いいから首を洗って待ってなさい。とっておきにスペシャルなのを味合わせてやるんだから。
Tosaka psychs herself up before walking off into the living room. I don't know what's going to happen, so should I be ready for anything? I just don't go to school. If I don't go to school, I can't fight. Anyway, I have to take Tosaka home. It's almost 10 o'clock. I don't know what Fujine will say if I keep a girl at my place for so long.
今なんて言ったの、シロ？
だから父さんを送っていくって言ったんだよ。
Maybe she already took off.
あいつどこ
She's like, I
うろ
can
ちょ
do
ろ
it
してるんだ。
myself. Hopefully nothing happens to her, considering Archer's not with her. Fujine's watching me with blank amazement. That's weird. Fujine should approve right away, but she doesn't seem to be in a hurry.
遠坂さんなら今頃別棟じゃないかな。お客さんだし、泊まるならちゃんとした客間にしないとダメでし
Oh,
ょ。
wow, okay. She's just totally cool with Tosaka staying here, I
よ
guess.
し、別棟か。ってふざけるな藤根。今何かおかしなこと言わなかったか。
まあ、おかしなこと言ってるのはシローでしょう。今日はもう遅いから遠坂さんを止めるんでしょ。遠坂さん、さっきそう言いに来たけど。
I love she just comes in and she just tells everybody, all right, this is what's going on. This is how things are gonna be.
泊まるって遠坂が。
そうよ。あ、けどおかしなことしたらダメだからね。私も和室で寝てるし、客間から悲鳴なんて上がったら一発であの世行きなんだから。
Fujine munches on the rice cracker. She seems normal, and it seems she thinks nothing of the emergency situation of having Tosaka stay over.
あいつ。
It looks like Fujine has surrendered to Tosaka.
ああ、ちょうどよかった。私、右の客間を借りるから。
Then the alien I bump into on my way to the outbuilding. I love things he calls her as like the intruder, the alien. The alien I bump into on my way to the outbuilding says so lightheartedly. Her appearance makes my head spin. She's not in her uniform. This person is in my hallway saying something ridiculous.
ああ、これ泊まることにしたからアーチャーに行って宿泊道具一式を持ってこさせたの。そんなわけだから寝巻きはいらないわよ。ちょっと大丈夫？疲れてるなら早めに寝なさいよね。 明日の朝寝坊なんてしたら承知しないんだから。
Waving goodbye, she goes down the hallway leading to the outbuilding. In a daze, I watch her go and look at myself in the mirror. My face is as red as an apple. Damn it. What is she thinking sleeping in the same house, even if we're far away from each other?
風呂入り直そうかな。
I'll pour cold water on myself and cool my burning face down. I'll have to do so or I won't be able to concentrate on my training, having TOHSAKA in my head. The lights go out. It's midnight, right when the date changes. I concentrate on my training while looking up at the frozen moon.
トレース。
I insert a new nerve into my spine. I make a magic circuit within me, make magical energy, and understand the structure of the wooden sword in my hand.
基本骨子解明。
I put magical energy into it and strengthen the wooden sword. I analyze the structure, alter it, and reinforce the matter.
構成材質補強。
The usual process goes too smoothly. I don't know if it's because I became a master, but I can now easily strengthen things which used to have a success rate in the 0.01 digits, and I can make a magic circuit in a flash. No, it's not because I became a master. I'm only copying it. His swords. I'm only imitating that knight in red that I saw at the Ryoto Temple. I'm imitating his twin swords, his sword technique, and now even his breathing.
偽物だ。こんなの。
I feel like maybe Archer, I mean, he doesn't really look anything like Shiro, but maybe like it's a thing where it's like he is a future version. This is my thing, is like he's like a future version of Shiro that turned into a hero or a heroic spirit and then was somehow brought back in this timeline and meeting his past self. It's just the fact that they're both good archers, that he can like replicate his weapons, and the whole thing he says, this isn't what's mine. This is a fake. Like he can replicate the weapons. He trains like him. He fights like him. The backstory from what we can glean from the dreams sound similar. Like he's very much a personality like Archer, except Archer's definitely a little bit more harsh. Maybe that's why Archer's so angry at him. Is like maybe he doesn't know that they're the same person, and he's that's just my thinking. I was just like, I don't know what else it could be. There's that connection between them, and it was the thing that like TOHSAKA said about like the two of you are the same person, like you're so alike, about how you guys don't have fun, all you care about is protecting other people. When they said like in Archer's past that he gave up his life to save other people to become a heroic spirit, that's my thinking anyway. I can't help but feel self-hatred. Emiya Shiro's skills improve just by imitating him, right? They improve because I like they're the same. They have to be the same person. Or like Archer is. I don't know how it works. I don't know how the Fate universe works. I think I've talked about this before. I don't know if like this deals with other timelines, or yeah, like if characters can go back in time as like a spirit and they look different. I know it's not my own power, but I have to rely on it. It was because of his techniques I was able to fight off those bone creatures at school, and it was because of his projected swords I was able to fend off Kuzuki's attacks. Even now, I know that I can reproduce these swords if I seriously follow the manufacturing process.
強化と似て非なるもの。始まりと終わりを入れて、ちょうど8節に分ければいいんだよな。
Not trace on, sympathy start, but trace on, projection start. The words are still the same. There's no need to change the spell if it still works on me. First of all, I only know and can use one spell to change myself. I put down the strengthened wooden sword. The left side of my body is still numb. I was optimistic it would heal if I rested today, but it wasn't that convenient. If this is the compensation for magic above my level, duplicating Archer's twin swords, I might destroy myself if I project one more time. I remove the nerve inside my spine. My body's free of the poison called the magic circuit, and tension escapes my body. Then...
シロ、眠れないのですか?
Saber quietly comes inside.
いや、そういうわけじゃない。これは日課だから気にしないでくれ。
I must be relaxed, done with my daily routine. My voice is surprisingly gentle.
今日は賑やかでしたね。
そうだな。タイプは違えど、藤姉が2人いたようなもんだし。
I answer her smile with a smile. Saber agrees and sits next to me.
しかし今夜も魔術の鍛錬ですか。何があろうと予定は変えないのですね、シロは。
ああ、欠かさずにやれっていうのが親父の教えだったからな。けどまあ、教えてくれたのはそれだけだったけど。
それだけ？では魔術師としての知識もあり方も享受されてはいないのですか？
ああ、そもそもさ、教えるべき本人が魔術師らしくなかったんだよ。困った大人だったな。普段はぼーっとしていてどうも冴えなかった。楽しむときは思いっきり楽しむんだなんて言って子供みたいにはしゃいでたし、あれで僕は魔法使いなんだなんて言われても信じられないって普通。
I can tell I'm smiling as I tell the story about my past, the 5 years between the time of the fire and Kuritsky's death. Come to think of it, that might have been the best time of my life.
なるほど、そういう詩が好きだったのですね、シロは。
遠坂に聞かれたら怒られそうだけど憧れてた。自由で全然魔術師っぽくなくても俺にとっては切り継ぐこそが本当の魔法使いだったんだ。まあそれにさ、自分以上に子供っぽいんでどうしても放っておけなかったってのもあるし。
ええ、シロの気持ちはわかる。私にもメーガスはいたが、そいつも子供のような人物だった。
Oh my gosh, Saber is actually talking about her past. We're not gonna get much of that in this route. That was the last route.
そいつ珍しいな。セイバーが人をそんな風に言うなんて。
いいえ、彼は例外です。あれはとんでもない老人だった。尊敬していたし親愛も感じていましたが、同時にあらゆる厄介事のもとでした。彼のいたずら好きさえなければもう少しまともな時代になったでしょう。
うわ、なんかすごいなその言い方。まるで希代の悪人みたいじゃないか。
悪人でした。加えてその色ごとに弱いというか愛の多い人物というか、結局最後にそれがあだとなって幽閉されてしまいましたが、あの老人のことです。きっと今でものんきに愛を語っているのでしょう。
She's stunned or smiling? Saber talks about her past and swallows her words a bit. I think someone mentioned it about how her, like, she had a relationship with this magus. I don't know if that's true or not, but after a brief silence,
シロ、あなたの半身はどうなっているのです？
she questions me with straight eyes about what I didn't want her to know.
なんだ、セイバー気づいてたのか。
あれだけ皿を割っていれば誰でも気がつきます。それでどうなのです？見たところ異常があるのは半身だけのようですが。
いや、異常ってほどのことじゃない。ただ麻痺してるだけなんだから。
I explained to her how it felt from this morning, how it's not affecting my movements, and how it's probably the feedback from last night's projection magic. Saber looks at me with uneasy eyes, and I try to smile back to her, telling her it's all right.
体の大部分が麻痺したままか。
And here he is.
当然といえば当然だな。
The knight in red standing at the door.
はーちゃ。
Saber jumps up as if to protect me. To her, he's an enemy that assaulted me. And he's an enemy to me as well.
理想を抱いて溺死しろ。
Those words he said before he slashed me would not get out of my head.
何用だアーチャー。我らは互いに不可侵の協定を結んでいるはず。己が主の命を守るのなら早々に立ち去るがよい。
Archer does not answer, but takes another step.
止まるがいい。それ以上進むのならば相応の覚悟をしてもらおう。
Saber's enmity turns into an intent to kill.
いや、待つんだセイバー。あいつにその気はない。それにここで戦うわけにはいかないだろう。
それはそうですが、シロ。
いいから。で、要件はなんだよ、アーチャー。お前のことだ。挨拶しに来たわけでもないんだろ。
I push Saber aside and confront Archer. I still don't like him. Our mentalities are different, but more than that, I just can't deal with him. I feel a chill running up my spine the instant I see him. Your mentalities are different and yet similar. It's like they're different, but they're the same. I bet he falls under the category of natural enemy.
おい、要件がないんなら出ていけ。
投影をしたとリンから聞いていたが、やはりそうか。半身の感覚がなく、
He seems to know a lot
動作
about
は中寄り
me.
に7センチほどずれているのだろう。
Like, exactly. I gasp. Archer's comment is so accurate that it's scary.
体を見せてみろ。力になれるかもしれん。
Archer reaches out.
いい、よすんだセイバー。体を見せればいいんだな、アーチャー。
I take my top off and show him my back. Archer silently places his hand on my back. I feel a small pain, sensation. I feel heat on the numb left side of my body as if needles are picking at it.
運のいい男だ。壊死していると思ったが、閉じていたものを開いただけ。
And why was Archer the one who's able to heal me? Does he have those powers, or is it because we're connected somehow?
閉じていたものが開いた。
そうだ。お前は勘違いをしているようだがな。魔術回路とは作るものではなく表すものだ。一度作ってしまえば、あとは表面に出すか出さないかのものでしかない。そのような勘違いをしているから、本来使われるはずの回路が放棄され、眠っていたのだ。お前の死や輪には考えられない盲点だろうよ。まっとうな魔術師ならば、通常の神経そのものが回路になっている異端など知りもしまい。
So why is it that Archer knew that, and yet, like, Rin knew too about how, you know, Shiro is not exactly a true magus, so I'm surprised that that thought didn't even come into her head.
お前の
Because I'm
麻
pretty
痺
sure
は
that she was the one,
一時
Rin in
的
the
なものだ。
last route, she was the one who
今まであ
realized
ったと
this.
いうのに使われていなかった回路に全開で魔力を通した結果、回路そのものが驚いている状態だろう。だが何にせよ、放棄されていた区画に風が通ったのだ。いずれ神経は通常の機能を思い出すし、放棄されていた回路はこれで現役に戻ったということだ。
The needles poke my back again. I feel a definite thumping from my numb body.
こんなところか。体が動く頃には以前よりはマシな魔術師になっているだろう。何にせよ、俺の刀を作るなど初めにしては欲張りすぎだ。
Archer, let's go.
ではシロの体に異常はないと。
今までが異常だったのだ。いや、異常を眠らせたまま終わるのが正常な人間のせいだ。その点で言えばエミやシロはすでに異常だが、まあいい。ともあれ、明日一日は魔術を使おうと思うなよ。治りかけた神経が焼き付いたら麻痺では済まん。
Well, this is a problem because Rin wants to fight tomorrow.
詳しいのですね、アーチャー。
似たような経験があってな。私も初めは片腕を持っていかれた。新しい魔術を身に
Similar
つけるとは
experience once again.
そう
Like,
いうことだ。
He turns and tries to leave.
待てよ。
I stop him. I want to know why he helped me now after trying to kill me before.
なんだ、セイバーに頼み込んでいつぞやの続きでもするつもりか。
そんなことするか。ただ聞きたいだけだ。お前が言い捨てやがったセリフがどんな意味なのかってな。
Drown in your ideals and die. The meaning of it. The uneasiness in my brain won't go away unless I hear it out from him.
言葉通りの意味だ。付け加えるものはない。
There's no hesitation. Archer declares seriously. That pisses me off so much that my whole vision turns white.
じゃあお前は何だ？理想を抱くなというお前は何のために戦ってるんだ？サーバントはみんな自分の目的があるんだろう。ならお前の戦う意義って何だ？理想がないお前は何のために戦うんだ？
知れたこと。私の戦う意義はただつまらぬ正常、大義、理想。そんな不確かな意義など偽物だ。剣を取るのはただ己が欲望の成就のため。それ以外に理由などない。
自分のためだけだと。
そうだ。お前の欲望が
And this is
誰も
definitely where
傷
they
つけないという
differ.
理想であ
This is
る
a
のな
pretty
ら、
big
好きにする
diversion
がいい。
between
そんなに他人を救いたければ救え
and
ば
their
よかろう。
ideals.
ただし、それが本当にお前自身の欲望ならばな。
My mind freezes. What did he just say?
自分の意志で戦うのならば、その罪も罰も全て自分が生み出したもの。背負うことすら理想のうちだ。だが、それが借り物の意志であるなら、お前の唱える理想は
As you saying about the fact like you're
空想に落ちるだろう。
doing what, you know, Kiritsugu told you to do. Or like, you know, you're carrying on his thing about like wanting to save people, but like are you doing this of your own volition or are you just carrying the ideals of somebody else? In a word, it's a fake.
戦いには理由がいる。だがそれは理想であってはならない。理想のために
I
戦う
mean,
のな
Carrie
ら
said the same thing about like you know, you
救え
can't
る
save
のは
everybody.
理想だけだ。
It's wishful thinking.
そこに人を助ける道はない。
I can't talk. I can't think of any objections. Archer's words pierce my heart like arrows. But it goes the same for Saber as well.
戦う意義とは何かを助けたいという願望だ。少なくともお前にとってはそうだろう、エミヤシロ。だが他者による救いは救いではない。人を叶えるのは本人の意志と結果だけだ。他人による救いなどそんなものは金貨と同じだよ。使えば他人の手に回ってしまう。
I can't speak. Something... I have to say he's wrong, so why?
だから無意味なんだ。お前の理想は。確かに誰かを救うなどというお前の望みは達成できるだろ
It feels like he's talking from
だがそこに
experience
は
here.
う。お前自身を救うという望みがない。お前はお前のものではない理想を抱いて、おそらくは死ぬまで繰り返す。
No, that's...
私が言いたかったことはそれだけだ。人助けの果てには何もない。結局他人も自分も救えない偽りのような人生だ。
He turns his red back to us and leaves. I can't think of anything to say. The darkness falls. We cannot look at one another and just stare at the back of the guy who is no longer there. What did I wish for and why? There were people that were not saved, and there was me who could not save them. That should be the reason. What happened after that, and what did I want to become? I remember the gray sky, a dark sky on the verge of crying. There, my will to fight for survival almost disappears. One only dies when the will fades away. Leaving behind many people, I survived a few minutes longer than everybody. In the process, lots of things died. That's why it was almost empty. The wish to stay alive dies, everything disappears. If you have nothing, all that remains is to die. And I died. Thinking got difficult and I closed my eyes, and right before everything turned black, my outstretched hand was grabbed by someone. That was everything. Everything disappeared. There was nothing, so I only had that one thing. I admired it severely since I could not do it. That's right. I hoped to be of help to many people in place of all those I could not save. But he said it's all false. A borrowed ideal, salvation like a coin passed from hand to hand, a thankless end. What did I want to become and why?
正義の味方になりたかった。
It's not me that said that, but... I wake up. The light flowing in is bright, telling me it's sunny today, unlike yesterday.
くそ。だっていうのに頭痛がする。
I don't know if it's because of what happened last night, but I don't feel good at my awakening. I must have had a bad nightmare as my temples are throbbing in pain.
顔洗ってこよう。いや、見事に晴れてるな。
Even though it's still 6:30, the sky is clear blue. It's warm for winter, and the snow is all gone. My sleepiness goes away once I wash my face and brush my teeth.
そっか。今日は日曜だから無理して藤根を起こすこともないんだ。
I can prepare breakfast later than usual, and we can eat slowly as well. There's no one in the living room.
俺が一番だったんだ。藤根とセイバーは分かるにしても、遠坂がまだ寝てるってのは意外だな。
Well, I'll prepare breakfast. Even though it's Sunday, there are 4 people this morning. I should start preparing.
あれ、食パンないぞ。
I bought a loaf yesterday, but it's gone along with the bag.
その代わりに100円玉が3枚あるのは、誠意と見る
Did
べきもの
TOHSAKA,
か
did she eat an entire loaf of bread to herself in one day? Damn, girl. I've never encountered such a crime. The first suspect, Fujine, wouldn't do such an elaborate thing. And there's only one other culprit. Well, what should I do? I don't really care about the bread, but there is one extra person that'll be eating this morning.
7時前。豆腐屋さんなら空いてるな。
Oh, I'll make Japanese food. I'll take it out on the culprit. I won't question it. I will jog to the shopping district. Okay, I'm gonna have to check to see if this is actually... What if, like, I picked the wrong choice and it actually led to, like, a bad end? Alright, so apparently it's telling me to pick the making Japanese food.
朝は卵焼きと味噌汁で決定。甘やかすのは良くない。
The problem at hand is how to deal with the intruder that attacked the kitchen last night.
遠坂？起きてるか、遠坂？
There's no reply even after knocking on the guest room door. It's almost 7. Leaving Fujine aside for the moment, it should be impossible for TOHSAKA, an honor student, not to be up at this time.
遠坂？遠坂？
Hopefully nothing happened to her.
遠坂？
She in a bread coma? She just ate a whole loaf of bread and just passed out? That's strange. There's no reply, so is she gone?
ちょっと変だぞ、これ。
I get a bit worried. It's not like she went out by herself and never returned, right? Okay. So,
よし。
are we gonna walk into seeing something that might not be safe for work? I'll look inside. I have to find out where the bread went, and I'll have to go look for her if TOHSAKA's not in her room. I go in nervously.
もしもし。
I ask in a whisper, but there's no reply.
なんだ。やっぱりいないじゃんか。
The guest room is the same as always. There's nothing strange here. The only thing here is a mysterious rectangular object on the table.
なんだろう、これ。
The length and width are about 15 centimeters, and it's 6 centimeters tall. It's made of plastic, and it looks like a lunchbox.
じゃなくて、弁当箱だろ、これ。
There's 3 of them. I have no idea what it's used for, or why.
大阪のやつ、なんだってこんなものを。
I reach out, curious. Then, I hear a sound behind me. The faint sound of breathing. It twists its body and faces in my direction, perhaps because of the bright light. All thoughts vanish in an instant. To be honest, I'm surprised she's got clothes on. My mind turns white. My breathing stops instantly, and I can't look away. My throat gulps. I don't think it'll be bad if I make a sound. If you're talking about loud, my heart is loud. It's pounding like mad. If I have to make a comparison, it's as loud as a train. No, calm down. Calm down, calm down. I can't afford a mistake. I have to leave this room quietly, as if nothing happened. If I wish for our future cooperation to continue peacefully. He's totally gonna knock into something, isn't he? I'll probably be killed if TOHSAKA wakes up right now, and I won't be able to cooperate with her if I keep watching her. Wonder if Archer is aware that I'm here. My body jumps. TOHSAKA's still asleep. She must be well off in her dreams, as it looks like she'll continue to sleep. I sigh and slowly retreat. All the while, I know I shouldn't be watching, but my eyes won't move away from TOHSAKA. A girl is there sleeping. TOHSAKA's a girl, and it makes me forget that she's a magus and a master. Her breath in disordered pajamas. This is so heinously destructive. This is almost unfair. If I see such a thing, I won't be able to talk to her naturally like I've been doing up until now. I love the way he talks when he's, like, looking at a girl. It's just so... It's so extra. A defenseless sleeping face. I slowly retreat to the door, not being able to look away from her. How long did it take me? The 2 meters were infinitely long, and I slide out to the hallway with an almost exploding heart. And I take a deep breath. I release the breath I held for so long. My knees give way and I fall onto the floor. Well, it's all my fault. It's my fault, but shouldn't extenuating circumstances be taken into consideration? As I murmur, fatigue assails me. Well, anyway, I'm glad I got out before I died of lack of oxygen. It'd be hilarious if, like, that was the wrong thing to pick and then she, like, kills me. Dead end. I decide to go cook breakfast. It'll be killing 2 birds with 1 stone because making breakfast will calm down my mind and TOHSAKA will be happy if it tastes good.
おはようございます、シロ。今朝は随分とゆっくりなのですね。
おはよう、セバ。今日は日曜で学校がないから、その分ゆっくりしていられるんだ。体の調子もいいから、朝飯が終わったら道場に行こう。
I greet her while I peel some potatoes.
ええ、望むところです。ではシロ、半身の麻痺は完治したのですね。
あ、そういえばそうだった。寝てたら治ってた。まだかすかに重いけど。
I have to be careful because Archer did say no magic today.
それはよかった。マスターが傷を負ったままでは私も立つ瀬がない。
And not dropping plates.
シロがいつも通り厨房に立っていると私も安心できます。
Saber takes a seat in her usual position beside the table. It's 8:30. Fujine and TOHSAKA are sleeping in, but I can't complain today.
そうだよな。おかげでようやく忘れてきたし。
TOHSAKA's sleeping face is being replaced with potatoes and onions. I should be fine even if she comes. I'd be able to deal with her like always.
おはようり。昨夜はゆっくり眠れたようですね。
Forget what I just said. I freeze. I'm so scared that I can't turn to the living room. And he drops a plate.
別にそうでもなかったんだけどね。日差しは眩しいし、0時過ぎてもゴソゴソやってる奴らはいたし。
TOHSAKA answers Saber as she goes into the living room. This is a crucial moment. Calm down, calm down. It's easy. I just have to prepare tea for the 3 of us and greet her as I go see her. He just drops tea on her. He's just a bumbling fool after, just because he's caught her sleeping. I put the cups on a tray and take one final deep breath. I go out from the kitchen into the living room. I put the tray on the table.
よ、今朝はじゃがいもと玉ねぎさ、TOHSAKA。
I greet her in an incomprehensible way and raise my head. My breath stops. TOHSAKA's wearing something unfamiliar again. Is it really unfamiliar? You've seen her plenty of times in this. It should be familiar by now. Calm down. It's all right. I saw her in normal clothes yesterday. I should have some resistance.
違う、訂正すると、今朝は和食ってことなんだ。もう少しかかるから、とりあえずお茶でも飲んでろ。
I put the cups in front of Saber and Tosaka. Then,
何のんびりしてるのよ。今日は出かけるんだから早く用意しなさい。
Tosaka glares at me as if breakfast can come later.
は？出かけるってどこに？
隣町までよ。本当は遠出したいけど、さすがにそこまでの余裕はないでしょ。だから妥協案ってことで。
Is this some sort of new surprise attack? I love how she, once again, she's like, yeah, we're doing this, deal with it. I've decided this. I don't get what Tosaka wants.
はあ、妥協案は分かったけど、何しに？
Is this for the fight? She said, we're gonna fight, remember?
何って、遊びに行くに決まってるじゃない。
Okay, she's straight up saying it's a
デートよ、
date.
デート。
Damn, okay.
デートって誰が誰と？
私とシローが。
She declares naturally, after tilting my head in wonder.
デートって俺と遠坂が？
それ以外に誰がいるのよ。昨日の夜そう言ったでしょ。
Oh, right, she said we're gonna go have fun. That's cute that she's like... I know she said that they were gonna get into a fight, but the thing is, like, she wants him to be able to just enjoy himself. I feel dizzy. I want to say something back, but Tosaka's standing so majestically that I can't object.
ほら、いいから行くわよ。どうせこんなことだろうと思って
That's
た
why
し
she、had
お
all
弁
the
当作って
bread.
おいたから。
I
シ
just
ローは
love...
このトートバッグを持ってつい
I
て
liked
くれ。
my thing more that she just wanted a midnight snack and she just ate a whole loaf of bread to herself. She hands me a green tote bag and leaves the living room. She's definitely a type A girlfriend. She's the one who's going to make all the plans for the dates and stuff. For somebody who's a little bit more laid back, I'm sure that that would be a little bit of a relief. I stare after her, dumbfounded.
シロ、リンの後を追わなくていいのですか？
ああ、ちょっと待て遠坂！
I quickly start running. I hear another set of footsteps. Saber's following me. Third wheel. She's like, I will join you on your date, just in case.
女の子を待たせるなんてずいぶん余裕があるのね。
I'm not that carefree at all. She doesn't hear me out, and it seems determined that we're going on a date.
いや、だから待てってば。遊びに行くって、どうして？
そういう気分だから。別に構わないでしょ。どうせ昼間は何もしないんだし。今さら逃げるなんて言わせないわよ。
確かに構わないだろうけど、ほら、そうだ、あーちゃんはどうするんだよ。あいつだって反対だろう、こういうの。
アーチャーは置いてきたわ。今頃私の家で寝てるんじゃないかし
And
ら。
she's like, and even if he's against it, so what? He's my servant. I do what I want. I can't beat her. I can't take Tosaka down, or talk Tosaka down by myself. If anyone could stop her,
そうだ、セイバーはどうするんだ？
セイバーならいいわよ。同伴しても。
defeated. All my cards are trumped in just one sentence.
いい加減観念した？なら急ぎましょう。今日はマスターの義務なんて忘れて思いっきり遊ぶんだから。
待てたらバカ！
There's no time to be confused. Tosaka grabs my hand and runs out the door. That's kinda cute. I guess I'll have to give up. Tosaka's so energetic that I don't think I can beat her, and I'm sure she'll defeat me in an argument even if I say something. I don't know why, but Saber is following us without complaint. Well, that's good. See, it's really sunny today. And I'm sure, unlike when we went on a date with Saber, where we just ended up here and we're like, and Shiro was just like, I guess we'll just walk around, maybe do some window shopping. I'm sure she's got a plan. I'm overwhelmed by the crowd the instant I step out of the bus. The station's filled with people. It's a sunny Sunday morning, so it'd be stranger for it not to be crowded here.
驚いた。休日ともなればこれほど人が集まるのですね。
Saber looks at the town in wonder. Her reaction is to be expected since she's never seen the town in daylight. I'm also stunned by the crowd.
さて、どこから行こうかしらね。
Oh, okay.
二人ともリクエストある？
She actually doesn't have, knowing her, I wouldn't be surprised if she had a whole bunch of stuff already booked, but at least she's, she kind of forced us to come along, but at least she's asking for our opinions on stuff. But Unlike us, Tosaka is full of energy.
リクエストって言われても困る。遊び場なんて知らないぞ、俺。
でしょうね。じゃあセイバーは
Saber's like,
どこか行ってみたいと
I've
ころと
never
かな
been
い？
here. I don't know.
私ですか？いえ、特に関心のある場所はありません。そもそも私はシローの
She's
護
like
衛
our
です。
chaperone on our date.
これがリンとシローの休日ならば、私はいないものとして扱ってください。
そう？じゃあ私の好みでいいのね。ふふん。二人とも意見がないんだから、私の方針には絶対服従ってことで OK？
I feel like Tosaka's secret, like she knew that Shiro probably wouldn't have any, because she kind of just sprung this on him, so he wasn't going to have any plans. So she probably was expecting neither of them to have anything, but she gave them like the illusion of choice, and then she's like, okay, I've had something planned all along. I feel a chill. Tosaka's eyes are scary.
ちょっと待て。物騒な言い方するな。大体な、遠坂に付き合うとは言ったけど、デートするとは言ってないぞ。これはあくまで、たまには息抜きをしようって3人でだな。
はい、残念。世間じゃそういうのをデートっていうの。ほら、ここまで来たんだからいい加減観念なさい。あんまり往生際が悪いと女の子に嫌われるわよ。
嫌われるって誰に？
さあ、誰でしょう。でもまあ、しぶといってのは長所かな。ね、セイバー。
はい。シローは負けず嫌いですから。戦闘において不屈の精神は心強い。
だってさ、よかったわね、シロ。
Tosaka smiles. Man, what's so fun about making fun of me?
さて、それじゃあ手始めにベールデに行きましょうか。二人とも朝食はまだでしょ？
I wonder if that's the place that he took Saber to. Was that kind of like
とりあ
more
えず体を
that
温
like
めよう。
European looking place? The difference is she's got money, she can actually afford it. Tosaka starts walking. I think Verde is the name of the new department store that opened up.
ほ
Oh,
ら、
okay, never mind.
のんびりしてると置いてくわよ。モーニングは10時までなんだから、急がないと終わっちゃうじゃない。
She doesn't stop even if I stop her. It seems Tosaka will not give me time to calm down.
シロー、リンが言ってしまいますが。
ああ、もう分かった。こうなったらどこへだって付き合ってやる。
I slap myself on the cheeks and summon up some resolve.
行くぞ、セイバー。はぐれるなよ。
はい。シローこそリンを見失わないように。
We run together. Tosaka doesn't even turn around in the crowded town. I don't know if Saber is just very accepting of this, or maybe, like, did Tosaka tell her, like, this was gonna happen? She didn't even seem fazed by it. It seems she's absolutely certain we'll follow her. So, before I know it, I've fallen into an even more unavoidable situation.
初めに寄った店とは違った雰囲気ですね。リン、ここには何が？
単なる小休憩よ。二人とも疲れてると思ってね。この辺で一服しとかないとゼンマイが切れちゃいそうだから。
うん、確かに目まぐるしい2時間でしたが、休憩を取るほどの運動量では。
そりゃセイバーはね。けど見えないところですっごくすり減ってるものもあるわけ。私たちにとっては普通の床でも、人によっては毒の沼地ってこともあるんだから。ああ、私こっちのバナナパフェね。セイバーはこっちのデ
No,
ビル
she's
ド
even
サンデーにしと
ordering
きな
for
さい。
them.
エミヤくんは甘いのを食べる？
朝からそんなの食べるか。ブレンドでいい。
あら、男の子。でもいいの？ HP 回復しとかないと大変よ。
I shouldn't even have to say it, but coming here and eating ice cream together would be a whole different dimension, and I have no appetite to begin with. Also, how does a technophobe like her know something like that?
強情強情っと。ま、それはそれで楽しいからいいけどね。
What do you mean fun, you smirking red devil? He's like, now I understand what Issei means. You're the one who should be eating the devil's food Sunday.
シロー、 糖分を軽んじてはいけません。リンの言う通り体力を消耗しているのなら、このマンゴーラッシュ&クリームなどいかがでしょう。
Saber nonchalantly recommends me something off the menu.
ええ、大きな声では言えませんが、連日行軍の時など皆に隠れて甘い果物を口にしたものです。もともとはチョコレートなども錬金術から発生したものだとか。
そりゃ初耳だ。で、セイバー、マンゴーラッシュも試してみたいんだな。
はい、一口ほどいただければ幸いです。
Oh man, that's such a girl thing to do, and I say that's, you know, speaking as a girl. It's like I definitely am guilty of that, where like if I'm out with my husband and like I sometimes I try and nudge him towards like ordering something that I want to try, but I don't want to order myself. How very lonely. Saber has already abandoned me to my nervousness and fallen under TOHSAKA's evil influence.
あら、遠慮しなくていいのよ、セイバー。せっかくだから両方頼んじゃいましょう。
そうしたいのは山々ですが、それでは支払いに無駄が生じる。空腹ならいざ知らず。
Wonder if Shiro's gonna make a comment to be like, "Oh, TOHSAKA, you don't want to eat too many sweets. You don't want to, you know, don't want to have a negative effect on your figure."
だからその負担がデートの醍醐味なの。こういう場合、エミヤくんは笑顔でおごってくれて、私たちはエミヤくんの器の広さを実感するっていう仕組みなんだから。
Not even subtle about it. I thought, you know, she's the one with the money. She's,
相変わらず
you know,
リーナ
I
采
think
配
she'd
には
treat
共
us. This
感
was
する
her
ばかり
idea.
です。
This is beyond evil influence. Saber was already an enemy on the same side as TOHSAKA.
じゃあそういうことで注文確認します。バナナパフェベビルズサンデー、マンゴーラッシュとブレンドでよろしいでしょうか、お客様。
なんで俺に聞く。いいよ、好きにしろよ。どうせ拒否権ないんだろ。あと、頼むならマンゴーラッシュよりスポンジオレンジの方がいいぞ。
That would probably suit TOHSAKA and Saber's taste better.
ではご助言に預かりまして、そのようにエミヤくんのそういうところ大事にしてね。
So began the least relaxing break imaginable. Right, I have to confess, I think I've been nothing but nervous for the first hour. Even by herself, TOHSAKA stands out, her eye-catching vivid red clothes and long supple black hair. The colors alone catch the eye. But TOHSAKA herself is a flawless beauty. With Saber by her side, it goes without saying that they make a striking pair.
何？人の顔ジロジロ見て。さては緊張解けた？
まあ、これだけ好き放題連れ回されれば、そりゃな。
Damn, I really hate to admit it, but TOHSAKA's suggestion to take a break was detestably correct.
オッケー。じゃあここからはもうちょいグレード上げていいってことね。
My strongest foe smiles smugly. Honestly, even I can't understand myself. I can fight back to back with her as a master, but now even the gestures I've gotten used to seeing are making my heart race. It must be that I thoughtlessly got too close to her, and now it's difficult to begin normal contact this late in the game.
あ、そうだ。せっかくの機会だし、次はあれってみよっと。そういえば、アクセサリーに興味ある？
装飾
Oh, let me
品で
guess,
すか。
I'm gonna be paying for this too?
収集家ではありませんが、見ていてつまらないということはありませんが。
なら、次はそっち方面のお店に行きましょう。
Man, if only Saber was this
セイバーにいろいろかけさ
into
せてみた
things
か
when I
った
took
の
her on
よ。
that date. I think being with a girl probably helps. There's no calming my nerves. Her beaming smile is just that dazzling. The unplaceable feeling of impatience and agitation gives me a slight pain in my chest. This is why, instead of a date, I would have rather gone home straight away to work on tactics. So, what kind of magic was cast to make it turn out like this?
笑った笑った。久しぶりにいいもの見せてもらったわ。ほんと。
そうでしょうか。私は判断しかねます。どうも先ほどの資料はあまりイメージではありません。
それがいいんじゃない。まさかメガネ一つであんなにお坊ちゃん風になるとは思わなかったな。シロ、あのメガネ買えばよかったのに。
Tosaka must have loved it as she's still laughing. It all happened about 10 minutes ago. I don't know what she was thinking, but Tosaka took us to a glasses store and played around by getting Saber to try on glasses. I got involved as well, and one of the glasses just got her laughing. It was a pair of thick formal glasses that she made me put on.
たく余計なお世話だ。いいか、金輪際メガネなんてかけないからな。ただでさえ童顔なんだから、これ以上ガキに見られてたまるか。
え？ああ、そっか。自覚はあったんだ。けど、心配いらないんじゃない？エミヤくん、今のままでも問題ないし。
今のままなんて問題ある。顔は仕方ないけど、もう少しぐらい背が高くならないと困る。
あら、エミヤくんの身長平均だと思うけど。
平均なもんか。それに、背が高いと踏ん張りが効くだろ。せめて一斉ぐらいは背丈がないとダメだ。
だから心配ないってば。まだまだ大きくなるもの、あなた。
それは嬉しいけど、登坂、その根拠は何だよ。
ああ、だって骨格はしっかりしてるんだから、ちゃんと栄養取れば育つでしょ。しっかり光合成してれば白も大きくなれるかなとか。
どこの葉っぱの話だよそれ。人をそこいらの花と一緒にすんな。
ああ、エミヤくん、もしかして怒っちゃった？
別に話半分に聞いとくよ。まあ登坂のお墨付きなら割と期待して良さそうだし。
ええ、背のことは保証できないけど、きっととびっきりのいい男になるわ。それだけは私の保証付きよ、シロ。
Why does she have to say such an embarrassing thing?
照れてる照れてる。エミヤくん、すぐ顔に出るから好きよ。
She's playing around with me. She's definitely playing around with me.
この性悪。同学年の男からかって楽しいのかお前は。
もちろん人によるけど、シロの反応は極上だしね。
God, please show her your wrath with divine punishment. Not just for my sake, but for the sake of all the guys at my school.
と、シロで遊ぶのはこの辺にして、本命に行きましょうか。お昼ご飯前にこうガッキーンってストレス解消していかない？
She fists her hand and swings it.
ガッキーンって。
I'm sure of it. She's making that gesture. But would a girl come out and say she wants to go to such a place?
何って、バッティングに決まってるじゃない、シロ。もしかして知らない？
The former school idol asked me seriously.
そんなわけあるか。あ、いや、俺が言いたいのはだな。バッティングセンターは女の子向けじゃないっていう
Get
か。
get those antiquated thoughts back in the past. Come on, man. Saying that, I imagine Tosaka going into the batter's box. Crap, it does look strange, but why does she seem so reliable?
何よ。それなら水族館にでも行く？確かペンギン軍団 vs 北海の巨大アザラシ、炎の冷凍3番勝負がやってたはずだけど、見せ物としちゃ三流よ。
I think it's second rate, but I don't know about going to an aquarium when it's so sunny out.
リン、そのバッティングとは何な
Oh,
のですか？
Saber's interested. She's gonna kill it. I think both of them will be really good.
ああ、そうね。セイバーの得意分野よ。時に特訓の一つに挙げられる。総合的
There
な
you
身
go. You
体
should
運動
have
とも
gone
言え
to
る
a
わ。
batting cage with Saber on your date in the last route. She might have taken to that. Wow, Tosaka's putting it in a ridiculous way.
それは聞き捨てなりませんね。
そうそう。気持ちいいからやってみなさい。セイバーなら店の景品を根こそぎ獲得できるってもんよ。
She agitates Saber irresponsibly and starts walking again. I watch her, then run after her since it can't be helped. There's no point arguing against Tosaka's energy. I can't stop her, and I also kind of like being pulled around like this. Yeah, she definitely wears the pants in the relationship, doesn't she? So that's what it means. My nervousness went away because it's fun. I was taken to many places without rest, and my anxiety was gone before I knew it. Tosaka urges me to go to the next place. I respond reluctantly, and Saber quietly watches over us. It was really fun. A town I only used to walk by. I didn't know all the things I didn't involve myself in were so meaningful. As soon as I think so, something like a cage falls on me and I understand. I don't deserve this. I'm unworthy of all this. It tells me from deep down within me. I'm tired. I never expected to play 5 games with 30 balls each game for a total of 150 swings. It's all because...
なんでしょうか、シロ。そのような目で見られると困ります。
She hated losing.
誤算だったわ。あそこまでセイバーが勝負にこだわるなんて思わなかった。
TOHSAKA sighs next to me. She also...
あら、私は1ゲームだけよ。そんなにバット握ってたら手の皮が荒れちゃうもの。
Said something like that, but ended up playing another game with Saber and ended up complaining afterwards about how her shoulders and hands were tired.
何言ってんだ。遠坂は2回だけやって奥でハンドル握ってたじゃないか。俺なんて5回だぞ、5回。ああ、もう手を抜くとセイバーが怒るし、差をつけるとすねるんだからな。地獄のような1時間だった。
すねてなどいません。シロに対して闘志を燃やしていただけではないですか。そもそも道場での打ち合いに比べれば遊びのようなもの。
納得。セイバー遊びに負けると怒るタイプだったんだ。
I sigh and wobble on. So here's what I found out today. 1. Do not gamble with Saber. 2. A rule where the winner is the one to have 10 more hits than the opponent can end up in an infinite hell if the ones playing are about the same level. And lastly, Saber is physically weaker than us if she does not use her magical energy. Or rather, is TOHSAKA the strange one for hitting back 120 km/h balls like nothing? It's natural since Saber's the smallest one of all of us. But I guess TOHSAKA is rather strong for a girl.
失礼ね。
For a girl. I was like, that'd be impressive for anybody.
スイングスピードと命中角度さえ合ってれば女の子でも打ち返せるわよ。
そりゃ1球や2球はな。問題はその後。普通は腕の筋肉が引きつるって。お前、寝る前に腕立て伏せでもしてんじゃないのか。いや、あれはそうとしか思えないバッティングだったぞ。
My voice is heavy with sarcasm, but...
してるわよ。何よ、悪い？
いや、
She replies like that, so I'm the one that gets beat.
ともかく昼にしよう。もう2時過ぎだろ。いい加減何か食べないとめまいがしてきた。
A family restaurant by the bridge should be a good place around here. There are lots of choices on the menu, so I'm sure Saber won't complain.
遠坂もそれでいいよな。別に目当ての店があるってわけじゃないだろ。
I call out to TOHSAKA.
あるわよ。目当ての店ってわけじゃないけど、予定はちゃんと組んであるんだから。
なんだ、そうだったんだ。で、それってどこだよ？
ここ。
は？
Oh yeah, that's right, because she brought the food, didn't she?
だからここ。天気もいいし、公園でお昼にするの。
I look around. I don't see any cafe, nor even a hot dog stand.
遠坂、まさか出前でも取るつもりか？
あんたね、その朝からずっと持ってる私のトートバッグは何だと思ってるのよ。
え？
Oh, come to think of it, she did hand me a bag to carry this morning.
そこはかとなくマスタードの匂い。つまりこれは
お弁当に決まってるでしょ。それぐらい用意したって言わなかったかしらね、私。
She glares at me. I think she did say something like that.
うわ、驚いた。まさかそこまで手が込んでるとは思わなかった。
She's like aggressively considerate.
そんなの当然でしょ。私から誘ったんだから、それなりの準備はしてる
Except
わ
for
よ。
like, having me pay for all of the food.
ああ、これで謎も解けた。遠坂、このために食パンを使ったんだな。いや、てっきり夜中に腹が減ったんでもしゃもしゃ食っちまったのかと思ってた。一斤丸ごと食うなんてめっちゃっぽいけど、遠坂ならありかなって。
Wow, everything is solved now. There are no more worries on my chest. When I look back up, Tosaka's making a scary face. She's like, what did you just say? I look like the type that could eat a whole loaf of bread?
エミヤくん、
なんだろう、トサカ。
おしゃべりはそれぐらいにして、お昼ご飯の準備をしてくれない？道具一式トートバッグの中に全部入ってるから。それと、あんまりもたもたしてると殺すわよ。
はい、努力します。
I quickly make a space on the grass. Man, that was scary. It's bad for my heart to have her say something that doesn't sound like a joke with that big smile. So, lunch starts 2 hours late.
あれ？どうしたのシロ？唐突にぼーっとしちゃって。ああ、もしかして辛いの苦手だった？
She's right next to me. Tosaka says so from a close distance.
ああ、いや、大丈夫。強烈な味付けだけど、うまいぞ、これ。
I say so and take another bite.
そう、よかった。サンドイッチをまずく作るのって一種の才能でしょ？もしかしてそういういらないもんまで持っちゃったかと思ったわ。
Tosaka laughs. If I looked spaced out, it's probably because she's dazzling to my eyes. We're eating lunch on the grass under the clear blue sky. This is peaceful enough, but it's too much once Tosaka's added to the picture, and my nervousness is returning.
おう、口元にトマトが残ってる。取ってあげよっか？
突然何言い出すんだよ、お前。それぐらい自分で取る。
I wipe my mouth with my sleeve. Crap, I got a red stain on my sleeve now.
あっちゃ、ちょい悪ふざけが過ぎたか。ごめんね、シロがあまりにも予想通りの反応するから、つい面白くって。
Tosaka hands me a napkin. I don't know if she's laughing or apologizing.
いいよ。どうせ今日は一日中こんなもんなんだ。
Take the napkin and wipe my sleeve with it. The red stain isn't coming out. It looks like Tosaka's using some original sauce. The stain is in there and doesn't look like it will come out easily.
けど今に見てろよ。今日の教訓を生かして、明日からはちょっとやそっとじゃ動じなくなってやる。いいから、いつまでも思い通りになると思うなよ。
へえ、じゃあ明日からは手加減なしでできるわけね。よかった。いい加減猫をかぶるのにも飽きてたところだったんだ。
The red devil smiles back.
いや、今の取り消し。もうちょっと時間がかかるから、しばらく今のレベルで抑えてくれると助かる。
そう？シローがそう言うならいいけど、レベルアップしたくなったら教えてね。遠慮なく叩きのめしてあげるから。
くそ、いつか帰り討ちにしてやる。
I'm not making excuses, but it sounds like an excuse. It's somehow really vexing, so I decide to take it out on the sandwich in front of me. I eat the sandwiches. I was hungry, and it's Tosaka's handmade meal, so I'm going to eat all of it myself. Well, actually, Saber already ate about a third of it. So Saber and I munch down on the sandwiches. Tosaka must be full as she just stares at us.
体の調子良さそうじゃない。これなら午後は遠慮なく引っ張り回しても良さそうね。
She makes an evil smile again. It's that smile. She's more looking forward to seeing me worn out than what she's actually going to do.
甘く見るな。この程度引っ張り回されたぐらいで値を上げるもんか。昨日ならいざ知らず、今日はずっと調子がいいんだから。
そうなんだ。ならもう大丈夫かな。
Tosaka sighs with relief and reaches out for a sandwich. It's as if she's saying her burden's gone now. The moment I wonder why she said that. Everything fits together. Come to think of it, it was really unnatural. The reason Tosaka came to my house, Archer knew about my body. He must have heard I projected his swords and knew that there was something wrong with my body. That's fine, but Archer, the one who wasn't there at the time, knew about the projection because Tosaka told him about it. Then, as Tosaka told Archer about our battle against Castor, wouldn't Archer tell Tosaka about the penalty on my body?
トーサカ。
何？
お前、なんだって昨日うちに来たんだ。しかも泊まっていくなんておかし
She
い
was
ぞ。
worried about me.
昨日は藤姉にかき回されて気がつかなかったけど。
A brief moment, but I hear Tosaka gasp.
なんでって、別に理由はないけど、昨日のはただの気まぐれよ。たまにはああいうのもいいかなって。
そうか。確かに昨日は賑やかで楽しかった。
でしょ？
何もなかったけど、ありがとう。
Wow, she turned red in an instant.
何勘違いしてんのよ。私は別にシロを気遣ったわけじゃなくて。
ああ、協力者が減るのはマイナスだもんな。だから様子を見に来たんだろ。
そうよ。よくわかってるじゃない。
ああ、けどたとえそうでも感謝してる。遠坂が何企んでいたかは知らないけど、気を使ってくれたことだけは絶対なんだからな。
She groans in dissatisfaction. Her gesture is so cute that it makes me smile.
なるほど。そっか。
I kind of understand now how Tosaka feels. It feels really great embarrassing someone you like. The weather changes once we finish lunch. The sky's filled with clouds and it looks like it could start raining any moment now.
仕方ないか。傘もないし、今日はもう帰りましょう。
There's no objection. It's Tosaka who started this, so it's her duty to finish it as well. Alright, well, after the, intense battle from the last episode, this one was more of actually... It was pretty lighthearted, laid back. It was really sweet, actually. Tosaka having a little bit of a heart-to-heart with Shiro. Talking to him about, like, what do you do for fun? Do you take time for yourself? And then Shiro realizes he doesn't really. He doesn't know how to have fun. He doesn't know how to be a normal kid because of his upbringing. So Tosaka decides that she's going to take it upon herself to take him out on, as she called, a date with Saber and Shiro to just try and have a good day. And it seemed to go well, but as we know, whenever there is like a happy, kind of laid-back, lighthearted episode like this, it means that we're probably going to be in for it next time, letting their guard down. Maybe it was good that Shiro was able to have like some time to just relax for a bit, but I feel like that might come back to bite them in the butt, but we'll just have to wait and see. So thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and stay tuned next week for part 9. Until then, bye. Special shoutouts to my top tier patrons: Emily Hornsby, Salieri, Zoran Ether, Amp Deary, Revealing Storm, Icognito, Asborn Kennedy, Harry Gazif, and Jared Fan.